Hello, I welcome you once again to Tsikadzeva Tema. There is a video of my Titi dancing in prison that has gone viral. Let us watch it. That is the video that we are talking about. What message is this video sending across? Is it sending a good image? Is it sending a bad image about my TT? So many people have tried to understand this video, but myself, as an ex-convict, let me try to make you understand the video. You see, there's only one reason why a person is sent to prison. It is because he or she has been found guilty. But being found guilty is far from more than being guilty. You are only found guilty, but sometimes it does not mean that you are guilty. But in my Titi's case, she accepted that she was guilty. Hence, she was sent to prison. If you believe you are not guilty, sometimes you appeal against the conviction and sentence. But in my case, we didn't hear that. Most people haven't been to prison. So myself as an ex-convict, I'll take you through the steps, what you go through once you find yourself convicted and sentenced. In prison, a day after you have been sentenced, you go through what they call an interview. This is where prison officers try to know you, and you are classified as either A, B, C, or D. And D is for the worst criminals. But in my Tita's case, judging by your crime, kana tiri mujeri, chinoti chiwangu wangu, kana kuti chilaitas. I think she has been classified in the B class. The D class, as I said, is for the worst criminals. Ndivo vatonti kana tiri mujeri, tinovati madhikidha. Vana mai Titi kana tiri mujeri, tinoti ndivo vezviwangu wangu. Chiwangu wangu ndechekuti nguva yauchagara mujeri inenge chingova yekungoti wangu wangu inenge iri shoma. I was talking about going through an interview. Going through an interview, that is where again prison officers try to identify your other talents. You might be a teacher, an engineer, a motor mechanic, an electrician, and my Titi, obviously, she is an entertainer. These are talents that prison officers will utilize and mold. What am I talking about when I'm talking about molding a talent while inside prison? You see, prison life is no longer punitive. It used to be very punitive in the past, but now prison life is centered around rehabilitation. What is the difference between the two? If you are talking of punitive measures, we are saying long back, going to prison was hell in itself because you would be severely punished while in prison. This is no longer the case. Now we are talking about rehabilitation. Punishment or punitive measures were dropped because they tend to harden a criminal. Prison officers now say if you punish a criminal, if you punish a convict, if you punish an offender, you are hardening the criminal. A criminal has to go under rehabilitation. An offender has to go under rehabilitation. So that is the prison life that people are going through nowadays. It's no longer punitive, but it is now rehabilitation. However, rehabilitation does not always work because some offenders are now serial offenders. They are no longer first offenders. Rehabilitation mostly works when it comes to first offenders. Therefore, there are two first major steps towards rehabilitation. The first step is that the offender has to accept that he or she is now in prison. Unofanira kutenda nokuziva kuti wamujeri. Hausisiri kumba, hausisiri pansi. That is the first major step towards rehabilitation. The second major step is to create a conducive environment for the offender to go through the process of rehabilitation. We are talking about a conducive environment that will enable the offender to go through the process of rehabilitation. Why rehabilitation? Rehabilitation is now being advocated for because it tends to reform the offender. The idea is if an offender reforms, the likelihood of the offender repeating the same crime or committing another crime is less. Therefore, it is within these two major steps that we will try to analyze the video of My TT. You see, in the video, My TT is no longer covering a face. That is the first major step. Accepting that we are an offender and accepting that we are now in prison. In the last video that we saw of My TT, she was covering her face with this sun hat. Now she's no longer covering her face and she's seeing right into the camera. Then we see again My TT dancing with a prison officer. That is creating a conducive environment for the prisoner. That prison officer, that female prison officer, kwakanga kusiri kuda kuonererwa. Muchimuona achienda pana My TT, achitamba na My TT. She's doing her job. She's just doing her work, creating a conducive environment for the offender so that the process of rehabilitation can go on. It is within these first two steps that you should understand the latest video that has gone viral on most social media platforms. Now we are tiri kutaura apa tiri kuti kana uchida kunyatsonzwisisa video iri kubuda ya My TT unofana kunzwisisa zvinoitika mujeri kubva panguva yaunopinda mujeri. Ndataura ma steps anotorwa neatinoti isu ma prison officer, vana sekuru nana mbuya vemujeri, kuzama kuti musungwa aite go through a process of rehabilitation, ashanduke, achinje unhu hwake, ave neunhu hunenge huri nani. Ubuntu ndo chinhu chikuru chinenge chichitaurwa mujeri, unhu, ubuntu. Saka mujeri zvinonzi kana munhu wabuda panze, life outside prison, unofana kuve une unhu, I want to hunhu, ubuntu, hunhu, unhu, ubuntu. Ndizvo zvinenge zvichiitwa mujeri. Ndosaka pachizoitwa yatinoti rehabilitation. Saka kana tiri kuona video iya, tiri kuona naurwa yerehabilitation ya My TT ichitora nzvimbo. Vaifanirwa kuve vari munhu anenge akasununguka. Ndosaka tichiona achitamba nevatinoti mbuya kana tiri mukati mejeri. Another thing that I've talked about is that when you go through the process of an interview, your other talents are identified. Obviously, My TT is an entertainer. So, your talent as an entertainer is also utilized while in prison and they try to mold it to become a crime-free talent. Saka tinoona maititi vachiimba vachitamba. The prison is just utilizing your talent as an entertainer. We saw the other time Chihomuhomu achiimba achitamba ari mujeri. He is an entertainer, and the prison was just utilizing his talent as an entertainer. Chihomuhomu singing, dancing to the other inmates. They were just utilizing his talent. So that is the video of Maititi. It is just the same. Utilizing her talent, making sure that she accepts that she is now in prison, and making sure that she rehabilitates. That is what is happening in that video. Lastly, let me say, you might be living a life outside prison, but most of us have got a prison life inside us. You might be in an economic prison. You might be in a social prison. You might be in a spiritual prison. Make the best out of a bad situation. Do not allow a bad situation to bring you down. What cannot break you should always make you stronger. Whatever situation that you find yourself in, whatever bad situation that you might experience, you must be strong, and you must come out of that situation strong. Most of us, as I have said, we are in one kind of a prison or another. Even a marriage can be a prison for you. You might be living a prison life through your marriage. Do not let a bad situation bring you down. You are judged not by the number of times that you fall down, but the number of times that you always rise and stand up. Be a man for yourself. Thank you. Sekruma.